Alright, and these four problems, we're going to find out if they're sequences, if these sequences are arithmetic, geometric, or neither. Remember, if they're arithmetic, you can add either a positive or negative number to each term to get the next term. If they're geometric, you can multiply by a common ratio to get from one to the next. Alright, so if I'm trying to get from 3 to 9, I could take 9 minus 3, and that would give us 6. And so if I add 6, that gives me 9. But if I add 6, that does not give me 27. It would give me 15. Alright, so that's not arithmetic. I know that, or we know that. Okay, and now let's find out what it's geometric. Now geometric, I take 9 divided by 3, that gives me 3. Okay, so that's my common ratio between these two numbers. So if I take 3 and multiply it times 9, that gives me 27. And then if I take 3 times 27, that gives me 81. So based off of the information we're given, this is geometric. Now, if we look at number 2, we're going from 14 to 7, 7 to 0, and 0 to negative 7. Okay, so that looks like it could be an arithmetic sequence. Let's see. Alright, so if I go 7 minus 14, that gives me negative 7. If I take 0 minus 7, that gives me negative 7. Okay, and so if I take any two in sequence, that gives me the 1. So if I take 7 minus 14, that gives me negative 7. 0 minus 7 gives me negative 7. And if I go negative 7 plus minus 0, I get negative 7. Okay, so negative 7 is the common difference. Therefore, this one is arithmetic. Okay, because we're getting from one to the next by adding a negative 7. Alright, now let's look at number 3. Same type of problem. Now I'm going from 4 to 12, negative 12. Back up to 36, back down to 108. I'm oscillating here from positive to negative, so it's not going to be arithmetic. Maybe geometric, I don't know yet. Let's see. So if I take negative 12 divided by 4, that gives me negative 3. Okay, so if I multiply that, negative 12 times negative 3 gives me positive 36. And if I take if I take 36 and multiply it times negative 3, it gives me negative 108. So this one is geometric. Alright, and then finally, number 4, to get from 4 to 16, I either add 12 or multiply by 4. Okay, let's see if I can get to the next term by either adding 12 or multiplying by 4. Alright, if I multiply 16 times 4, I get 64. Okay, that doesn't give me 36. Okay, so it's not geometric. Now if I add 12 to 16, that gives me 28, which is not 36. So therefore, this is neither. It's not arithmetic, and it's not geometric. Okay, and so that's how we decide if it's arithmetic or a geometric series. I'm sorry, not series, sequence.